Welcome to another episode of Investors Playbook Live. As always, you have your co-hosts Deshaun and Cornell. And as always, we are coming at you with financial news, financial topics, and financial what's happening in the world right now. And right now, um, as scheduled, the Trump administration is reversing one of its policies that it had in place. We're talking about Nvidia and AMD. Nvidia being probably the largest chip making company right now. We talk about Nvidia a lot on this show. And one of the things that happened earlier this year was a restriction on Nvidia chips being exported to China. That has since been reversed as of a couple days ago. Now, Nvidia has the ability to, as well as AMD, has the ability to export some of their chips to China. So I think that is huge news. It is definitely unexpected given the sentiment that the Trump administration put in place at the beginning of Trump being elected, all of the worries that they had, some of the tariff news that they put out. So now it's like, what exactly is the Trump administration looking to do? What are they hoping to gain from this? So, Cornell, what was your takeaway when you first read this news? When you first heard about it, what did you think?
Um, I was thinking this could possibly be a win for Nvidia for sure. Um, I think that this is could be a step forward for China, but I don't think this is exactly where they want to be. Um, I think that it's going to benefit the U.S. tremendously because right now chips are what we need. Like the world is running on AI right now, and I only see it getting more and more integrated in everything we do. They have AI systems for literally almost anything now. People are using it to create pictures. They're using it to create a budget. They're using it to fix their schedule. Pretty much anything. So we need these semiconductor chips to power AI. Um, so with everyone needing AI, all these massive companies in all these countries, I feel like 15% is a lot, man, when it comes to the profits. So the U.S., the government is taking 15% of all sales to China, and not just from Nvidia, but also AMD. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I mean, I personally think that that's wild. It's rare that, well, I mean, it's not rare that the government shaves off a little bit from any of the exports, any of the tariffs, right? That's pretty normal. But I think that what's in question is the legality of the Trump administration just stiff arming this move, right? Did they go through the proper channels? Is it really just a like a FOMO type of methodology? Are they doing this because they see the potential amount of money that they could be making? Is this still safe? Are we thinking about the cybersecurity aspects of selling these chips to China or exporting these chips to China? One of the caveats is this chip that both AMD um, and Nvidia have are lesser versions of their most powerful chip, right? I think with Nvidia, it's called the H20. I forget the name of the AMD one, but these are supposed to be almost chips that are reaching end of life, right? They're not supposed to be the most advanced chips that we're exporting. And that is where the Trump administration is saying, see, we are still allowing chips to be sold, but we're only giving them, we're not giving them the best of the best, right? So I think that 15%, like you said, is crazy, having that be an export tax. But is it crazy in the grand scheme of Nvidia now being able to sell chips to China? Because Nvidia had to stop all sales of chips to China, and they took a big hit. For months, they couldn't export any chips, and they lost a good bit of money that they were expecting given their outlook for the year. So now that they are given the opportunity to sell, maybe 15% isn't that bad, you know?
Yeah. So, as you said, Nvidia definitely said that they said they lost billions, and that's still a lot, even to $1 trillion company.
Right,
Billions is crazy. And just off of a whim of him putting a policy in place, like he was going back and forth, he was flip flopping through this whole thing because back in April is when he banned um, the sale of the chips to China. And then in July, this is when he was like, okay, we might reverse course and we might apply the licenses to sell the chips to China.
right.
And then now that we're in August, it's finally been stated they came to a deal and they're going to take 15%. So I wonder if this 15% is going to fall on the companies like Nvidia and AMD, or are they going to push the cost off on China? Because if so, that would I wonder how China will respond. And then I'm looking at other reports because we did some research. They're saying that China feels like the U.S. has embedded trackers in some AI server shipments,
Right.
which is even more crazy. And I did before we move any further, I just wanted to thank everybody that's on here, and I wanted to let you all know if you like our content, please like and share, and also subscribe because it helps us grow and helps us get our message out. We want people to be more financially literate and understand what's going on in today's market.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just like Cornell said, man, thank y'all for being here. But yeah, that's another question that I was curious about, right? Like where does that 15% come from? Who gets hit with that 15%? Um, yeah, so that is a question that I'm sure we won't be privy to. They worked out some deal and it's working for them. I think another question is, and what we talk about a lot on this show is, does that now, well, I mean, Nvidia is already one of the top companies. We think that it's a great investment. But does this move make Nvidia a better investment? Them now being able to generate revenue by selling chips to China, does it make Nvidia even more of a positive play? What do you think, Cornell?
I would think so, because like from not being able to sell to an entire country, especially a country like China,
Right.
a wealthy country, I don't see how that could be a negative thing. And I guess the only thing for me is I wonder where this is going to go. Are we going to continue to only sell them the lesser chips, or is it going to open up, especially like after Trump's presidency? Like, what is that going to turn into? What is that going to look
Hmm.
like? Um, yeah.
After Trump's presidency is going to be wild. I don't. I feel like he's going to do some type of grooming to make the next person continue his path of doing what he does to change all these policies. I'll be interested to see, because I mean you have the bill that he pushed out, was that last month or maybe a month ago or two. Like, is that going to remain in effect, or are things just going to flip back as soon as he leaves presidency? I think it's interesting to see how much of this is going to stick around when he does leave the president's seat. But
Uh,
yeah, this is go
I
ahead.
think it depend. I think that will depend on like what party is in
That's what I'm saying.
office. Yeah.
Yeah. If he wants to groom the next Republican to follow in his footsteps, and then if they win, because you got Democrats who are pretty much like they're against all this that he's doing right now. You know what I mean? So yeah. But I would agree with you as well. I think that does make Nvidia a power play. Them now being able to sell chips to China, increasing their revenue drastically. You said they lost billions just from a few months of them not being able to ship to
Mhm.
China. So this is definitely going to be a game changer for Nvidia. But at the same time, Nvidia has been moving so quickly. It has been it has been reaching all-time highs over and over and over again. It's like how much higher can Nvidia actually go this year? That is the real question.
And I'm glad you brought that up because, like, Nvidia, I think Nvidia was the first $4 trillion company, right? Was it
Yeah.
Nvidia?
Yeah.
And now Nvidia is already at 4.4 trillion. That fast. The first $4 trillion dollar company just happened this year. and they're up 30% today. I feel like if you're not in Nvidia, I feel like that man, you whiffed it, man. You whiffed it, but
Why
yeah,
not? Why? My question is why not? What's stopping you? You
crazy.
know,
52-week low, $86. 52-week high, $184.
it's crazy.
It's
It's crazy.
insane. And AI isn't slated to stop. They say that this is the biggest innovation of our lifetime, and we might not see something like this again.
Yeah, people can make a lot of money right now, man. Like, I don't think people really understand how much of a wealth builder the stock market really is, and how it's not even like, yes, it's long term wealth, but it doesn't have to take as long as people think. You don't got to be in the stock market for 40 years to to see the yellow brick road. Like, you invest in something 10 years later, you have increased your income and your investment by a significant amount. I'll just say that. So people think that the stock market might be boring or that it takes a long time, but really, if you just get off the sidelines, start learning about what makes sense for you as far as investing, you can make some serious changes in your life in a couple years. It doesn't have to take 20, 30 years. But yeah, I think that like you just mentioned it, Nvidia is up over 100% in 52 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, well, it dropped in between those in between that year. It had a massive drop, and then
Yeah.
it got down to a so like over in a year, it's up like 40 something percent.
Oh, I see.
But
52-week low, not a year ago.
right,
Got
right.
you. That's my
So
mistake. That's my
no
mistake.
worries, no worries. So yeah, great investments. I'm gonna continue to invest in AI. Right now, it's the biggest thing moving besides Bitcoin. And I'm a firm believer in Bitcoin also. So make sure I get out the sidelines
Hmm.
and do your thing, man.
Yes, sir. That's it.
And don't forget, we got Invest Fest next weekend, man. Invest Fest next weekend, and also we'll be at Controller Eyes that Monday.
Mm. If you in the Atlanta area, come holler at us, man.
Yeah. So make sure y'all come see us. We'll have a booth at both. We'll be selling our book. We have a new book. It's a children's book, and it will be a series. And also, we have a second edition to our first book, the
Yes.
Investment Playbook: A Six-Step Process to Financial Freedom.
Yes, sir. Completely revamped. So we hope to see you all next weekend at Invest Fest or at Controllerize. So if you're in the Atlanta area, come holler at us. We would appreciate you stopping by.
For sure.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
With that, I think we can say peace out. Look, another great episode in the books. We're going to catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.